Night time, my peeps, night time. Welcome to the channel, the Hardman Second Chance. Yeah. I don't know, so we are bringing you some content tonight with the cartel thing we are going on. Seeing, but before we jump in it, we are going what a reasoning right now. Seeing, but we see a prayer for cartel still, you know. I see the system, a dangerous thing. You see, the system want to get rid of you. The system want to get rid of you, you know. Seeing, because you see the Jamaica system is not like foreign system, you know. You see, if a foreign cartel is there and getting a them problem there, he wouldn't go to prison. He wouldn't get sentenced. See, because you see a foreign, and like Jamaica thing, you know. You see foreign, when you, if a police come and say, you know, and find 100 pounds of ganja, and some coke, and some gun, and them just bust in your place. And so them find all 2 dead body around there, so. And then bust in your place, no warrant, nothing in the place, and search and find everything and carry away and lock them up and not show no nothing. And carry it in front of one judge. What do you think I go happen to the case there? And them find every evidence, you know. What do you think I go happen to them case? They don't have no warrant and just come in and go and search up the place and rare. The case I go throw out. The case I go throw out. Illegal search and siege. Jamaica know that not throw out. Because enough youth they are in prison right now. Saying we are do them time at Jamaica there. If them have money, them beat them case. Because the way they reach a prison. The system just, the case never go right or something. Them do something. They don't, even the blind can't say that the case not straight. But them just want to put you in prison. The system just want to lock you down in prison. And the system, you know. So if you have money, if you deal with it. That's why I say all the man who deal with badness and not make the money. You better go learn a trade, brother. Put on the gun and go learn a trade, get a skill, and build up the country. See? That's what you do. Because you don't have no money if you pay if you reach a privy council. Because if you don't reach a privy council, you can't get to and come out, you know. Because your system hold on down, you know. And things if you make you walk down the road like some illegal search and them thing there. Like cartel case now. Saying, you see right now, one of the jury, them violate the thing. And I take bribe on them thing there and she contaminate the whole thing. Because as them say for a long time, you know, one bad apple spoil the whole bunch. One bad apple spoil the whole bunch. So the 12 of them, one was a bad apple. So it spoiled the whole of them. So the judge now should have just stay so boom and just get rid of them 12 people that contaminate. Right now, them up on a good track right now. And right now, I say 95% I lean and say, Kartel I go walk. I go say it for the world boss. Saying, I'm going to say today, Isat attack the thing, and Isaac seal the case for Kartel walk. I'm going to listen this. Saying, and subscribe to my thing, you know, Yardman Second Chance. Saying, and share up my videos. Tell a friend, tell a friend. And you can jump on one Yardman music, you know, and stream some of my music, them. Mother and granddad. Seeing walls and rails. And big bad camera. Saying, yeah, check this out. Isat. I put some pressure upon them. And I fly the gate for Kartel. Listen up.
Start with questions, the clarifications to questions. The first one being raised by Lord Lloyd Jones. And this would have been in relation to in relation to the chamber hearing. Now, in the Jamaican context, the right of the accused to be present at all stages of the proceedings. The concept of the chamber hearing, respectfully, would be that the courtroom would become the chamber. Yeah. So the gallery would be cleared, and certainly the attorneys, the representatives, and then you would have the accused there.
The bench book says that.
That's correct. But in that situation, because it was a situation within the transcript which reflects that it was actually a conversation between one of the appellants and the son of the jury. She didn't actually see or confronted the appellant. And so she was concerned, so she only heard information, and the inquiry didn't go as far as to find out the truth of that inquiry. And so it led to a discharge. What follows from that is the opportunity would have been lost for any of the appellants, if questioned, or to say, well, this is not true, and then the judge would have made an informed decision. What follows from that also is that the foreman, she was a part of the questioning. She was then asked if she was allowed to, if she could continue. She says, I'm only worried about the safety of the juror number 11. And she leaves knowing the information, and it's fresh in her mind and remains in her mind. We have no way of knowing but to speculate how much conversations outside of that would have gone to the other jurors. Then, moving back to the next inquiry number 3, it is the same forewoman, and more conversations about her role, and so the taint or the poison would have gone back as far as November in a 65-day trial and before juror number 11 left. So proper inquiry could have found out, especially in a space where we do not know at what point or if any, when it is exactly the responses, or if the other jurors could have said that that wasn't the case at the time, if a proper inquiry and asking each and every juror, not even suggesting that it be done on the oath, but if it was asked, what their responses would have been for the judge to make an informed decision. And I say this in the context that, in light of the fact that our Constitution, it places even a duty on the judge to, as the custos morum of the Constitution, to protect the rights of the appellants, that it was incumbent on him to ensure that he makes the inquiry so he protects the fair trial right. So that would be in response to your question as it connects. So what flows from that then is when we get to the late retirement, we have a juror who is the fruit of the poisonous tree, or the introduction of the poison, no knowledge of how far the poison is. I'm not inviting the court to speculate, but that's all we are left to do, respectfully. And what happens in that situation is we don't know if the pressure arises because there was a situation where these jurors were able to say, I would participate in a bribe, allegedly, or not. And so the verdict that comes could never be a true verdict in light of that. So that's the submission as it connects from incident 2 to incident 3. Now, in relation to the proviso, and I think you had knocked some of the wind out of Messiah Lord Reed, because I would have borrowed your words in the judgment to say that you can't proviso unfairness, you can't proviso unjust. It's just not possible. It would have been an absurdity in the law. Now, in relation to Lady Simla, you asked a question about the balancing of rights, the balancing exercise. I would submit to you that the Jamaican Constitution, in particular the Charter, it came at a time post the Phipps decision. So there was a lot said about King and certainly Phipps, the Phipps judgment. But at that time it was presumption of constitutionality, and certainly the onus was on the appellant to prove the privacy right violation. Post the judgment in Phipps, our legislators, which our parliament certainly has that ability to represent the people, and they would have thought that as a matter of public interest, the very right, the charter rights, in particular the communication rights, which is for all, the least among us has that right, was to be protected in such a way that where there is a breach of that right, it's a distinct difference. What difference is that? Lady Simna would have asked, is that the judge now has a duty to carry out the Oakes test or the demonstrably justifiable test, because somebody says, and in response to Lord Reed, but the appellants are not here to complain of that right. But they did at first instance with their counsels collectively. And at that basic complaint about the right follows that the judge is to call upon the prosecutor to say that it is demonstrably justified.
Is formally, as part of the Constitution. It was made part of the Constitution by a constitutional amendment in 2011.
That is correct.
Was it preceded by some sort of review or report?
My learned friend actually, Mr. Salty Casey, actually made mention of the review and the report.
Right.
What is significant?
Check my notes. Right.
What is significant that comes from it is that, and we take pride in this, and I'm quoting, I'm paraphrasing our Chief Justice, and it's found, thank you, it's found in the written case at 12 and 13. Yes.
Right, thank you.
Yes, but what we, as I was saying earlier, we take pride to say that this amendment, which is separate from any other Caribbean jurisdiction, was for us, it was made by us, and it was a testimony of our evidence of independence.
Yes.
Where we decided what rights would be protected, and especially the dynamics of the Jamaican society.
Yes.
Is the importance of protecting the least among us.
And was it intended that it be developed, I suppose, was it meant to be what you might call an autochthonous Bill of Rights, if we can call it that would be developed by the Jamaican judiciary in light of the circumstances in Jamaica? Or was it intended to be influenced by comparative human rights jurisprudence looking at other charters of rights and constitutional guarantees in other countries?
I'm happy that you asked that question, because we did look, and I'm saying we because I take pride in being Jamaican, but we did look at other jurisdictions such as South Africa, and if you even the Canadian and the United States. So what you see, a clear indication, and again my friend is indicated that it's in the written case at 20 and 21.
Yeah.
But what's significant is that what is clear is that there is similar to in the Canadian jurisdiction that the test, which is the demonstrably justifiable test, is mandatory once there is a breach. And before us now is that there was a breach. The learned judge, and I will say this respectfully, this came at a time when the charter was very young. And so the contemplation to give effect to it, as judges do in interpreting the intent of the legislation.
Yes, and I think paragraph 13 draws our attention to what the Chief Justice Sykes has said, that it's autochthonous, which means it's indigenous, homegrown, originating with us, rather than imposed from outside.
And what is key, which I will get to, and I agree with you, and I adopt the words of our Chief Justice, is the fact that after looking at constitutions all over the world, what we decided is what is important to us. So what we have is a section 13.2b, and I know there are many persons, I quote it so much that it becomes an annoyance to many, but 13.2, the protection given to every citizen under 13.2b, it is the last flicker or shimmer of light to what it is to be a human. And it separates the state clearly from the human being. And it says, listen, all state actors have a duty not to abridge, abrogate, or breach the rights. And when you do that, you must show that it is demonstrably justifiable. So in an answer, yes, thank you. So in an answer to that, ladies and gentlemen, that balancing exercise as to the evidence when it was asked about, especially in relation to what was on JS2, doesn't even begin to come up until after the judge would have carried out that exercise of the demonstrably justifiable test, and he did not do it. So we have nothing on the record as to any submissions from the state, from the Crown, to say, notwithstanding, it is justifiable. There were less restrictive measures, or here's why there is a breach. So we don't have that before us, and that is the one flaw in the judge's acceptance. And evidence of that is he was concerned. He made words to my senior, Mr. Taylor, who is in the room, that if he was not daunted by the change in the charter, and the significance of it, the response at that level was nothing much changes even after the concession. But we do recognize the importance of it, but to submit to the court that the test wasn't done, and so there's no balancing exercise to which could have happened. And because this is our apex court, the apex court could not respectfully substitute what the judge at first instance ought to have done. And in those circumstances, the answer to question A, the evidence was collated, collected, and secured. So secured would have been the request from the police officer. The collection and collating would have been what flows from JS2, the cell site, the text messages, the call positioning, whatever flows from JS2. But all of that would have been no moment. And a key thing before I depart, because I don't want to take up too much time,
you don't have a great deal of time left.
I was being cheeky, Lord Reaper. I didn't know you would figure me out. but the key thing in relation to that aspect.
So you see, my peeps, you hear all them things that were going. Yeah. I tell you, if I foreign cartel, they move him to prison. Enough mistake the man they make. Jamaica government have to look into themselves right now to keep us set. See? And the Privy Council open up the eye them for Jamaica. Because I see what they have case are going and that thing start good yet. And then run out the camera people them. Run out the media out of the courthouse. Saying, I think a Sylvia them case are going or something like that. Some murder case. See, and them run out the people them out of the courthouse. And you see how Privy Council work? We stay and watching our living room, everything. Everybody I watch World Basketball on the TV, the case. See, with Isat Buckanan, I doing thing. And them a work. Yeah, me see him put in the work. And John, I know he's supposed to be happy tonight, Kartel, World Boss. Yeah, man, the man fly the gate, man. The man talk good, for real. So don't big up on yourself, you know. Say if you don't watch the video so far, I want to love the vibes. I want to put some comment in it, say, World Boss free. Yeah, because enough thing what we hear, we never hear it before. Well, tomorrow are the day. Saying tomorrow, bright and early, we are going to try to do a stream tomorrow morning. Saying early, we are up and try jump on the thing. Because this is come like say, January. Yeah, on Monday I return home, yeah. Alright, you don't know. Keep on subscribing to the channel. The Yardman Second Chance. We're out.